Have you ever wondered what the best underwater mobile base in Ark is? If so, then this video is for you, because today we're going to be building and comparing every ocean mobile base in Ark to see which one is the best. Make sure to stay tuned until the end to see what the biggest and possibly best mobile base in Ark is. We're going to judge each base on 3 different categories. First category is how easy it is to tame, the second is how useful the base is, and the third is how strong the base is. So let's begin. First, we're going to start with the number 5 slot, the wooden raft. The raft is the simplest and easiest base in Ark to obtain. Since it isn't a dinosaur, all you need to worry about is collecting the resources to build it. All you need is 125 fiber, 75 hide, and 250 wood, making this base extremely easy to obtain. Moving on to the second category, how useful is this base? This base is pretty useful for how easy it is to build. I usually build this as my first base on a world and load my dinos up and search for a place to build my main base. This will put the raft in the very useful category. Moving on to the last category, how strong is this base? Well, to be honest, this base isn't that strong. The lead Sichthys, otherwise known as the lead, is an ocean dinosaur that loves snacking on wooden rafts. If you see one, you better run the other way because it'll one-shot your raft. But if any land dinosaurs are around you, you can always swim away with your raft. I built a raft that allows room to load up dinosaurs on the outside of the raft and have a decent sized room in the middle for your base, making this mobile base easy to build, very useful, and moderately strong. Now, let's move on to the number 4 slot on today's list, the plesiosaur. The plesiosaur is easy to tame and can be found deep in the ocean around the edge of the map. They usually spawn in packs of 3 to 4, so you will want to lure the lower level ones away and kill them if possible. Then, ride around on your itchy and shoot trank arrows at the plesiosaur to knock it out. You need to have soup in order to breathe underwater, or you can just wear scuba gear. If you're just using normal trank arrows from a crossbow, then this process might take a couple of minutes, but it's possible. You should be able to outrun the plesiosaurs on your itchies, so just use the hit and run strategy. Once the plesiosaur is knocked out, all you need to tame it is fish. Prime meat is faster, but not required. So this is going to put the plesiosaur in the easy to tame category. Moving on to the second category, how useful is this base?
There we go.
You are able to build a whopping 50 structures on this platform saddle, making this base pretty useful. I was able to build a pretty decent looking mobile base on this tame and was able to fit a bed, smithy, forge, storage, minigun, and harpoon gun on board, making this an easy to tame, pretty useful, and very strong mobile base. Now, let's move on to the third slot on the list, and my personal favorite, the Shastasaurus. This mobile base comes pre-built into the saddle. It's also the only base on today's list that allows you to breathe while underwater without the need of a scuba tank. So let's start with the first category. How easy is it to tame? The Shasta is actually the easiest dinosaur to tame on today's list. In order to pull this off, you only need 2 things: a high quality taming food, like prime meat or extraordinary kibble, and a pack of itchies. The Shasta is a passive tame, so don't knock it out. And definitely don't spend 20 minutes shooting expensive trank spear bolts at it just to realize you can't tame it after you knock it out.
He's out. Oh! It will be a passive tame.
It is?
We knocked it out for no reason.
How the actual taming process works is you need a group of 6 to 7 itchies, then bring your pack of itchies to the Shasta you want to tame. This will trigger an event where the itchies will distract the Shasta and 3 barnacle leech things will spawn on the Shasta's underbelly. Then you'll need to hit each barnacle with a sickle. Once all 3 barnacles are dead, you are then allowed to feed the Shasta the taming food. If you are using prime meat, then you have to repeat this process like 100 times.
Let me feed this guy then.
But if you're using kibble, it should only take like 10, depending on the level of the Shasta. Repeat this cycle until fully tamed. Next you need to make the saddle. This is the hard part. The saddle requires a tech replicator to build, which is why the Shasta is only number 3 on today's list. The saddle costs a crazy 1500 metal, 250 silica pearls, 150 electronics, 2 hunting cementing paste, and 350 crystal. This combined with the tech replicator is going to put the Shasta in the extremely hard to tame category. Moving on to the second category, how useful is this mobile base? Like I mentioned earlier, this base allows you to breathe underwater while inside the base.
Can you
What I
build it?
didn't mention is that this base comes with a bunch of abilities, including sonar to locate enemies, flashbangs to disorientate enemies, a gravity attack to launch enemies away, and it's able to shoot missiles in any direction around the mobile base. Once inside the base, you are able to build whatever you want without needing oxygen. The inside of the base also looks super cool. The windows are giving Subnautica vibes, which now I kind of want to go play that game. These features are going to make this base extremely hard to tame, very useful, and an extremely strong mobile base. Now, let's move on to the second slot on today's list, the motorboat. Okay, I'll be honest, I put this base in the number 2 slot for biased reasons that I'll get into in a minute. So let's start with the first category. How easy is this base to obtain? Well, you don't need to tame anything, so there's that. However, you do need 1200 metal, 150 obsidian, 400 polymer, and 60 black pearls, which is going to put this in the kind of difficult to obtain category. Moving on to the second category, how useful is it? It is about as useful as the wooden raft, but the third category is where it changes. This base is stronger than just a plain old wooden raft because, well, it's metal. It's also faster because of the motor, so it can take multiple hits from the lead, making this a kind of difficult to obtain, very useful, and very strong mobile base. Now I'll show you the real reason why I put this in the second slot on this list. Behold, the pontoon. I built this cool modern pontoon fishing boat and really just wanted to show it off to you guys. You guys like it? Okay, let's get serious again. Moving on to the number 1 slot on today's list, and the most versatile ocean mobile base in Ark, the Mosasaurus. This wonderfully terrifying dinosaur will have the entire ocean bowing down to you. So starting with the first category, how easy is it to tame? This dinosaur is kind of really hard to tame-ish. In theory it's easy. All you need to do is follow the Mosasaurus with an itchy and shoot it with trank spear bolts until knocking it out. Sounds easy, but it wasn't easy at all. Me and my friend spent an hour trying to knock this guy out. We lost 2 witchies, my friend died multiple times, and we almost lost our Megalodon and Plesiosaur base. The reason this is so difficult is because the Mosasaurus spawns in the deep ocean surrounded by a ton of other dangerous dinosaurs, including but not limited to the anglerfish, Megalodons, Plesiosaurus, other Mosasaurs, electric eels, and Dunkleosteus, whatever that is, making it hard to focus all of our attention on the Mosasaurus. Not to mention, it's just as fast as our itchies. Yeah, that was a problem. But eventually, we were able to knock it out. Using a harpoon gun and trench spear bolts is required though. Once knocked out, you have to feed it prime meat or exceptional kibble, while also protecting it and yourself from the roaming dinosaurs in the general vicinity. These taming requirements are going to put this tame in the very difficult to tame category. Now, let's move on to the second category. How useful is it? This base is the most useful underwater mobile base in Ark. Just like its predecessor, the Plesiosaur, you are able to build 50 structures on this platform saddle. What differs from the Plesiosaur is that the Mosasaurus is extremely fast, has more health, and does more damage, making this a very hard to tame, extremely useful, and extremely strong mobile base. Now, I present to you the Mosasaurus, the most versatile mobile base in Ark. I have mounted 2 turrets on the back of the platform and 1 turret on each side of the base, and a turret in the front for maximum protection and damage. Inside, we have all of the necessities of a base and then some. With this base, you're going to be able to conquer the ocean in style and with ease. If you don't know already, my name is Mur, and this is Ark. Hey, I'm Mur, the guy that just made that video. I wanted to pop in before the video ends to say thank you to everyone that's made it this far. I really appreciate all the support and kind words you guys gave me in my last video. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You all make the time and effort it takes to make these videos worth it. Let me know what you guys thought of the video down in the comments and any requests for future videos. I read and reply to every comment. I hope you all have a great day.